used to always have these things and thoughts in my head every night I go to bed. I'm going to get him.
He never thought of how, like what he did. He just did what he wanted to do, when he wanted to do it, how he wanted to do it, and no one stopped him.
I'd start raising my voice. I'd be abusive to people.
Usually I'll either lash out at whoever's making me angry, smash things around the house, smash bottles.
My brain will be going 100 miles an hour, not knowing what I'm saying.
You get angry to where you blank out.
Wanted to pick a fight with anyone that looked at him funny, anyone that he thought that he could fight, he'd try to fight.
Someone speaks down to you, you've got to react there and then. If you don't react and stand your ground, you get bashed.
I used to go every day, drink 20 beers a day, go home, abuse my mum, abuse my partner, you know, and anybody picked on me or something or disagreed with me, I'd fight them.
If I said anything out of line, anything that he didn't like, automatic argument.
Got very scared when he used to get angry. I was very, very upset, very frightened. I didn't know, whether he was going to smash the house up or what was going to happen.
It was just a pest, an absolute pest that shouldn't have been out in public.
I think my anger in the end is what got me a lot of time in jail. There's a lot of assaults and bashings.
I actually put an AVO on Dave before he went on the program because of his aggression, and he was really out of control.
Hi, my name's Lee. I'm the clinical coordinator of the ReINVEST clinical trial. It's a trial that seeks to reduce violence in male repeat offenders using a commonly prescribed antidepressant. The theory behind the study is that if we can treat impulsivity, we may be able to buy these men a little bit more time to think before they act, and they're less likely to commit impulsive acts of violence, such as domestic violence, road rage incidents, or getting into fights or flying off the handle before they think.
I started the impulse trial after stabbing myself. My former partner and I she'd fallen pregnant and went and had an abortion without telling me, and when I found out, I was impulsively stabbed myself in the stomach 8 times. I was already on parole at the time. I met with Lee and he asked if I'd like to join the trial. 4 years ago,
I got in trouble with the law. I ended up being with Amanda as a parole officer, and finally I found some type of medication can control my anger, control my emotions, and try to live a normal life, because the life I was living before was just horrible.
As a member for Parramatta, I meet lots and lots of people from right across the community, and I met Jamal probably about 2 years ago. Jamal at that stage had been pretty much banned from everywhere. Centrelink wouldn't talk to him, housing wouldn't talk to him. He had his good days when he was totally delightful, but on his bad day he throws chairs through your front window and and all the staff cower in the back room. This is a man who was a really genuine, kind person, but had days when he just didn't have control of who he was.
January, February, it'll be 2 years that'll be on this program.
Since joining the trial, I've noticed that I'm not so impulsive. I don't seem to lose my temper as quickly as I used to. I no longer actually want to start fights with people when I'm walking down the street.
I've evolved. Like, I was actually stepping back, listening to what other people have to say before I blow my top.
I'm positive. I've made new friends. I'm less stressed out. I sleep a lot better, heaps better. I've held a job for 8 months. I've never been able to hold a job.
I've had so many guys tell me that the medication just makes them feel calmer, makes them feel that they can stop and think about things a lot better than they could before.
About 3 days after not taking any pills, I went on a massive bender, blacked out. I ended up in the cells at Gosford Police Station, and it just wasn't good. I've now been back on the pills for a week. I'm feeling a lot happier in the head, a lot more stable.
It's doing me good and keep me out of trouble, which is the main thing, out of prison. I don't want to go back to prison now.
I've received emails from probation officers telling me the differences in some of their guys, and they just can't believe it. They're just completely different people.
There's been other situations like a road rage incident where a guy jumped out of the car and come to my window having a go, abusing me and swearing at me and carrying on. And any other time I would have just jumped out of the car and smashed him. But I just stayed in the car and said, mate, go away. You know, I said, before the police are called. As I drove away, I looked at myself, I thought, geez, I handled that well. And I believe they said believe it was because of the medication.
40 years of having all this violence, and then to actually, because I've always had a wall, to actually stop and say, you know, if I can help somebody else fight and help them stay out of jail or just better themselves for their kids and that, maybe I'm doing all right, you know.
Really think that if I go off these pills, I'll be in trouble again.
I feel proud. That's hard to say. In a long time today, I've finally got control of myself again.
Now, I wouldn't even dream of putting an AVO on him. He's like a baby compared to what he was.
The worst thing you ever can do, guys, whoever's listening out there, don't write it off. Please, if I were you, keep going. Because if you don't, what am I going to do?
If this program happened back in the 80s, parole wouldn't be existing now, because we could understand. If they can see what this program is helping them, then the jails be empty.